Hey everybody, it's Joe, creating another page for my graphic novel, Discipline of Steel. It's been a while since I've created a video, not because I haven't been working on my book or wanted to create a video, so it's just that um, I'm using the 10-minute rule now, where I spend at least 10 minutes a day working on my book, no matter what. This is like a motivational tool that I use. But sometimes literally in a day all I have is 10 minutes to devote to the book, so it's difficult to set up and create a video when I'm only spending 10 minutes drawing. Today I'm inking a drawing of Niamh. She's an important character in my book, and this page is her introductory page into my the world I'm creating. I'm doing the inking on a piece of manga paper. It's not even Bristol board, and I will scan it into the computer and I'll put it together on the page that way, as we'll see very shortly. Um, this manga paper works really well with markers, and that's what I do my inking with. This is a Japanese pilot marker. I get my pens from Jet Pens, and I like the Japanese manga pens. They're very flexible and they give me a good line. I made a big purchase. I purchased a 24-inch Cintiq. I had a 16, so I'm doing a lot more work on the Cintiq now. Um, as you can see here, this is Photoshop on the Cintiq. I've scanned in my ink work and placed it on the page. This this is her introduction, so this is the last panel in the page, but it's the most important panel on this page, so that's why I'm starting with this illustration. I still prefer to illustrate on paper and scan in the inks. I'm going to, now that I have the 24-inch Cintiq, I'm going to give it a good shot at doing my drawings on the Cintiq. As this is going to be like 80 to 100 pages, this graphic novel, and I really need to find a way to streamline my process and get more productive, otherwise it's never going to get done. So I think the Cintiq, even though I don't believe I'll get better work done with it as opposed to just drawing on paper, which is what I prefer, it it may be faster. So that's why I'm going to give it a shot. Here I've flatted the colors of her flesh, and I am coloring in her flesh tones first. I'm going to draw a background, and because I'm using the 10-minute rule, I didn't remember to press record and record that drawing of the background, but you will see that I color it in here shortly. The brush I'm using, again, this is Photoshop. The brush I'm using is just a soft round brush that comes standard with Photoshop. But I have bought some watercolor brushes that I'm really excited about using, and I use them on the background a lot in this video. I have also purchased some pen nib brushes that hopefully will help me produce better work on the Cintiq. I find that, like, especially with my hatching and rendering, that I don't do as good a job on the Cintiq as I do with a regular pen and paper. And like I said, I'm using the 10-minute rule, where I spend 10 minutes a day at least working on my project. So I have like some gaps in my process here, because sometimes it's hard to set up video when I'm just sitting down for 10 minutes. As you can see, I just kind of all of a sudden have a background in here. But I did the background with the Cintiq. Now I'm coloring it in also with the Cintiq. I find the 10-minute rule actually really does work for me. 'Cause I'm someone that's easily distracted, and I have a lot going on, a lot of projects that I have in my life, so it's easy for me to lose sight of my goals. So if I can just spend, the reasoning, the thing that makes a 10-minute rule work is that you think, oh, I can sit down for 10 minutes and do this, and then hopefully you'll sit there for a couple hours. You'll get into it and you'll be there for a couple hours and you'll get some real work done. But like I said, sometimes I really only have 10 minutes. Now this background, even though I'm illustrating the whole background of this page, is going to be covered up by panels, so kind of wasting my time with a lot of this. But I think that to keep everything in place where it's supposed to go, I had to do paint the whole background in, and I think it did work. You'll see at the end that it did come out pretty well. This is a stairwell in a castle where we first meet Niamh. Again, I'm using a lot of hard round brush, and I'm using a lot of soft round brush, and I have some watercolor brushes that I bought that work really well with this. And I really like that rough watercolory look, so that's what I'm going for here. And I have trouble. I can't draw a straight line, so I just embrace that fact. And so then I've gotten to the point where I don't want any straight line. If I can't draw a straight line, I'm not going to have any straight lines in my work. So, and I think it gives it a good organic feel. And I'm pretty pleased with the way this page came out, even though this background, 90% of it is going to be covered by the foreground panels. I still think it came out the way I was hoping it would come out. So now that I have the background colored in, I'm going to go back to Niamh and finish coloring her in. I've flatted out her whole costume, and now I'm going in bit by bit. The purpose of flats is that you can select the whole area and mask that off when you're doing your colors. Helps give you a cleaner look. I don't always do flats, but for this one I did. Now every illustration has its own challenges, and every challenge has its own solution. So I don't like when people say this is how you draw an arm. Every arm's different. Every You know, you can see my arm today. In this light, it looks this way. Tomorrow, in a different light, it'll look totally different. So you have to take that approach in your artwork and find the best solution. Niamh kind of has a transparent, I don't know what you'd call the front kind of skirt, I guess. And it's kind of cool. So I have to paint the legs in behind because the front is going to be transparent. And how I do the transparency is I just color the whole thing in white, you know, and then select the transparency of that layer. I think I put it down to like 30%, and then I go over that with another layer of 100% whites that give it a shine right there, like that. And we get the feet, and you'll see this is a full bleed page. And shortly I will show you. Right now I'm putting a blending color over the top to kind of like bring all the colors in together. I'm trying to find one that I think looks good. And then I will show you what the full page looks like. As you can see, the foreground panels cover up all that background work I did, which, you know, you could say I wasted a lot of time, but I think it makes it look real natural doing it that way. And this has been the introduction of Niamh in my book. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.